I think as many kids as possible should have pre-placement visits.
What if every child could have contact with their new caregiver before arriving on their doorstep? I'm sure you've heard this called pre-placement visits or sometimes pre-placement contact, but it's not as common as you'd think. The Alliance recently gathered some residential care providers, DFPS staff, and child placing agency staff to discuss the barriers and opportunities around pre-placement contact.
Picture any young child in your life and then picture a perfect stranger or someone they don't know so well, picking them up and taking them across town and then dropping them off with more perfect strangers. And try to imagine their reaction. They would most likely melt down, if not in the first hour, but maybe after a couple days, maybe after 30 days when things start to settle in.
It's not, quote, necessary for the process to happen because we all know we can place children successfully, in a sense, without taking that step. But when we look at the clinical outcomes, the differences are very, very striking.
So, why not, right? Of course, sometimes a child or youth is removed from home or a previous placement on emergent terms. In other words, they need to move to a different placement immediately, leaving little time for a meet and greet. Sometimes the interested stakeholders, providers, staff, foster parents, children and youth have 30 days, 14 days, or sometimes even just 24 hours notice that a new placement is needed. But when it is possible, providers agree that pre-placement visits are best practice.
It provides stability, it provides the adjustment that is needed. And as the other panelists have stated, it helps reduce anxiety and fear, helps build that trust and rapport. It also gives the youth a voice.
We've been met with just resounding yeses from our foster families. They love that idea because it also allows them to get to know and see, oh, wow, I would actually get to meet the child. Then when the interviews happen, we let them know, hey, we'll let the CPS get back to us and have a decision. And so at that point, it becomes totally up to the child.
So here's how some providers make their pre-placement contacts happen. Gathering current and former caregivers and the children and youth for a tour of the new placement, answering questions and concerns. Some set up respite with the new placement family so that a relationship with them can evolve and grow over time. When there is limited time or when travel is a barrier, a virtual visit via Zoom or FaceTime is an option. Providers even spoke about life books, exchanging photos, slide decks, videos, or Canva flyers. Get creative. But here's the thing. No matter how pre-placement contact happens, providers agree that it should never result in rejection for the child. Check out our one-pager online for more on what we learned about pre-placement contact.